Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're hanging out with us today. We are taking our usual deep dive and turning it into a highly practical, step-by-step workshop. We're going to grab some direct, actionable insights from Thomas Alethea's 12 Steps to a Good Life, and we're using them to completely take control of our daily habits. Honestly, if you've ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels trying to build a better routine, you are in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's start with a question we've all wrestled with at some point. Why is it that our huge, grand plans for self-improvement almost always fail? You know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. You get incredibly motivated on a Sunday night, right? You write out this massive, life-changing to-do list for the week, and by Tuesday morning, you're completely overwhelmed. We rely entirely on our willpower to just push through, and we end up exhausted, frustrated, and literally right back where we started. So why does this keep happening?
Well, the source text gives us this brilliant and honestly kind of hilarious metaphor to explain it. Your conscious mind rides on the shoulders of an 800-pound gorilla, your unconscious. Just think about that for a second. You can make as many conscious commitments and grand plans as you want, but if that 800-pound unconscious gorilla decides it doesn't want to move, or if it gets scared or overwhelmed, your conscious willpower is going to lose. Every single time. Basically, nothing changes until the gorilla says so.
So how in the world do we get the gorilla on board? Here is our blueprint for today. First, the overwhelm trap. Second, clarifying your core values. Third, defining my 3 things. Fourth, the mini habit engine. And finally, building your daily routine.
All right, part 1, the overwhelm trap and why willpower fails. To build a system that actually works, we first need to understand the trap we keep falling into with traditional goal setting.
It's really fascinating what this reveals about our assumptions. The author points out a few specific things we always think will change our behavior, but they rarely do. First up, self-knowledge. Just knowing you need to change, not enough. Second, self-will. Trying harder doesn't work because willpower is a finite resource. It literally runs out. Third, fear of consequences. Beating yourself up just doesn't give you sustainable motivation. And finally, we try to change everything all at once. When we do that, our 800-pound gorilla panics and just digs its heels in. Brute force simply doesn't work long-term.
Moving on to part 2, clarifying core values and finding alignment. If force doesn't work, what does? Alignment. You really can't pick the right daily habits if you don't first know what truly matters to you.
So, the source outlines this super straightforward 4-step values clarification method. First, you look at a broad list of values and just select the words that deeply resonate with you. And I mean what you value, not what society expects of you. Second, group those related words together. Third, pick a single summary word for each of those groups. And fourth, turn those summary words into action statements. So, for example, if your summary word is harmony, your action statement might be live in harmony. It's a simple exercise, but it gives you this solid, highly personalized foundation. Your habits have to be built on this, or you're just going to lose motivation.
Part 3, define my 3 things, going from abstract to action. This right here is the absolute core concept of today's explainer. We're taking those high-level abstract values and turning them directly into daily execution.
Let's break down this definition. My 3 things, or M3T, are the top 3 practical, specific, daily activities that translate your highest values into actionable steps. This is absolutely crucial. Your M3T acts as a daily anchor. By focusing on these 3 specific things every single day, you ensure you're constantly moving forward on what actually counts in your life. No more guessing. To put this into perspective, here is exactly how you map a high-level value to a boots-on-the-ground action. If your value statement is live in harmony, the concrete daily action, your M3T, is to spend time with family. If your value is reach my vision, your daily action could be do school assignments promptly. And for self-realization, it might be meditate every day. It's a direct one-to-one translation. It completely removes the guesswork from your day.
Okay, part 4, the mini habit engine, bypassing resistance. Because knowing what you want to do is one thing, but actually doing it when you're exhausted after a long day, that's entirely different. Let's learn the secret sauce for completely bypassing our gorilla's resistance. The real trick to the mini habit engine is making your daily actions, your 3 things, stupidly, ridiculously small. Think about a traditional goal, work out for an hour. The mini habit goal version of that? Do 1 push-up. It sounds totally counterintuitive, right? But the logic is flawless. If your goal seems ludicrous and hardly worth doing to your conscious mind, it's also going to seem silly to your unconscious mind. A goal of one single push-up is so tiny that it absolutely does not trigger fear or procrastination or that inner panic monster.
Let's focus on the number 3 for a second. The author of our source text uses this literally for his own first 3 things. He commits to just 3 minutes to write his book, or 3 minutes to exercise, or 3 minutes to meditate. That is the bare minimum commitment. Why? Because as the text reminds us, 1% always beats 0%. Doing something tiny every single day builds an unbreakable chain of progress.
The psychology at play here is just phenomenal. These ridiculously small habits trick your unconscious mind. I mean, what usually happens when you get down on the floor to do just one push-up, or you open your laptop to write for just 3 minutes? You keep going. Action inspires effort. Once you actually start, you're mentally free to add bonus reps or bonus time, and you almost always do. But, and this is a huge but, you only ever commit to the bare minimum. You can't ever cheat by secretly raising the minimum requirement in your head.
And finally, part 5, building your daily routine, habits in action. We've got our 3 things, we've shrunk them down into mini habits. Now how do we actually fit these tiny actions into a chaotic day?
Well, you need a trigger, a cue, to remind you to do the habit. There are 3 types you can use. Time-based is doing it at a specific hour, like exactly at 4 p.m. Activity-based is incredibly effective. This is often called habit stacking. You link your new mini habit to something you already do every single day. Like, after I start the coffee maker, I will tidy the kitchen for 3 minutes. And finally, deadline-based is your fallback. You just commit to doing it anytime during the day, as long as it's before you go to sleep. It gives you so much flexibility and ensures you always get full credit for the day.
Now let's be real. Setbacks are going to happen. You're going to get tired or stressed, or the day will just get away from you. The solution here is to pre-decide how you'll handle those roadblocks using something called implementation intentions. These are just simple if-then statements. If I feel overwhelmed, then I will take 3 deep breaths. Or, if I start procrastinating, then I will set a timer for just 3 minutes. By writing these out in advance, you completely eliminate hesitation and decision fatigue in the heat of the moment. You've already solved the problem before it even occurs.
I absolutely love this mindset from the text, and I want to share it with you. When I do one of my 3 things, it is a good day. With 2 of them, a better day. If I do all 3 of my first 3 things, it is a great day. This right here, this is the ultimate payoff. The whole shebang, clarifying values, picking 3 things, making the mini habits, it's all built on grace and progress, not perfection or guilt. It's all about celebrating every single tiny win.
So as we wrap up this workshop today, I'm throwing down a challenge. I want you to immediately apply what we've talked about. Think about your deepest core values, shrink them down to ridiculously small daily actions, and ask yourself right now, what will your 3 things be today? Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer, and I seriously cannot wait to see the incredible momentum you are going to build. See you next time.